ZloyXP, by the law about space piracy, you are being exiled. Get in the pod, get out from our space base! What is up, the world of the living? My name is ZloyXP and welcome to Astroneer. Friends, you might recognize this game as a game I played before. Stop wiggling, you... And since, believe it or not, it has already come out of early access and even had a couple of updates. So I decided to give it another honest try, and this time around, try to maybe reach the actual end of it, because yes, my friends, there is actually a point to this game, but we will not be rushing it. We will be actually doing it in a nice progression, trying to actually get stuff accomplished and maybe do some fun things on our way. So welcome, my friends, to Silva, or as I would like to call it, Planet Zloy, because well, this is a glorious comeback of the Space Pirate ZloyXP. The world is mine, everybody, because I'm the only one in here. Yeah, I have no friends and no one agreed to play this with me. So, let's see. This time around, we have a starting kit provided by the Exo Corporation, despite them kind of kicking me out quite a while. Initialize cargo drop. Help me out a little bit, will you? And let's see what we get. We get starter medium printer, that's right. Starter platform, that's, yeah, and oxygenator, which, yeah, more or less the most important part, even though kind of flipping useless. This thing here will provide us with oxygen, which is something I'm already provided with, as long as I'm around this area. But the presence of the oxygenator is what will spread the oxygen grid around all of my base setups. So basically, if we have this platform here, which allowed me to unpack, and I connect it via the cable over here to my main base, you see, with the oxygenator, this platform is also oxygenizing me. But without the oxygenator, nope, only the primal shelter is doing that. And oxygen is quite a valuable resource around here, even though it's nigh infinite. So you kind of have to understand that having your bases oxygenated is really important. So for now, we start out with not many crafting recipes. We can only make a large platform, research chamber, or a large printer, which is pretty good, pretty great. But that is something not forever. We can expand our knowledge of what we can craft using this special thing. By pressing tab, I open this interface here. And you see we have 0 bytes at the moment. So bytes is basically the currency that this system uses to unlock more materials, more crafting stuff, more gadgets. And I only know what half of them do. And even then I don't really know all the quirks. So we're kind of in a little bit of unknown territory, even though we have quite a bit of stuff already unlocked. So first order of the thing is, of course, expand this platform to also have a research chamber, and we'll start unlocking all of this stuff over here. But really the first thing first is to just look around and absolutely be amazed at the scenery. My oh my, this is just one of the like 10 planets that are available. Not 10, or whatever amount of planets that are available in the game. And it is already absolutely beautiful. It's even more prettier at night. So, anyway, back to our thing. We need to get ourselves a research chamber. That will require us... let's see. We need a platform. Platforms are made with resin. Resin is that yellow garbage. And what is this guy? Hi? What are you? Automaton 01. Doesn't do really anything. Okay, I'll call you Steve. I'll call you Steve, and you will be my first crewmate. Steve. So, yeah. Enjoy your internship in the glorious pirate empire of ZloyXP on the outskirts of the galaxy. For now, I'm gonna go grab some more resin. Okay, my friends, the resin has been mostly gotten, and it forms itself into these nice resources bits and things. And oh, I already have oxygen filters unlocked, even though I haven't unlocked them at all. So, if I want to venture out, I actually totally can. If I just craft some oxygen filters, they will last me quite a while, and you can see they instantly replenish my oxygen supply. Alright, this is nice, this is great. It uses up resin, which is why I'm not a big fan of it, because resin is kind of very useful. But it also is a pretty great alternative to tethers, which are made with compounds which I don't have. So, what I'm really after though are these small canisters, because they allow me to gather around soil, which is a system introduced only like fairly recently as far as updates go. Well, I say fairly recently. Last time I recorded a series on Astroneer, this was already in the game. So, point is, the reason I wanted these little canisters is because when I vacuum in the soil instantly goes into them canisters. You can see this one's rapidly filling up. And now I can press Alt and kind of whoop. And then I can press Ctrl and kind of whoop. And we can have ourselves our own amazing layer of amazingness. Now, all of the player builds by default are gray, but you can... I'm sorry. You can eventually unlock these things over here. This particular thing. No, this one. Terrain analyzer with some zinc. And that will allow you to basically suck up terrain of other colors and then just paint your world in whatever color you want. We will not be doing that today, but I do think that we need some sort of a hideout. If anything, just to look really, really fun. Just to kind of give ourselves a nice, beautiful house, beautiful garage to operate out of. Which is actually incredibly inconvenient. Incredibly inconvenient in this game. All expansion in this game is much more convenient when you actually are in the open area. But I still want something good looking, so... This is so great. Okay, careful. Those are gonna be the toothsies. And then I'm gonna punch out a nose. And oh, that's a nice one. That's a nice one. Not quite the monument in my glory that I was hoping for. But it's a nice start, and I realize now that I really started out building a tiny bit too early. Considering that later into the game, not only will I unlock more stuffs, more modifiers for my giant vacuum cleaner that will allow me to paint over stuff, but also I'll probably unlock some materials that will allow me to make it more thin, you know, make smaller holes and bigger holes and all sorts of holes. So I'll keep some of the more building for later. After all, there really isn't any like survival benefit to building anything for now, for me. Now what there is a benefit for is having a wall. It actually is pretty convenient, because in this version, currently, nope, come here, you can do this! And you can just have your base be on a wall for no reason. Just, yeah, just have yourself a little vertical base, and it's actually incredibly convenient for when you get more and more storage. We're not doing that yet, but I will... No, get here, there. But I will eventually, and I promise you. In the meantime, let's get back onto the progression line. Yeah, you know what? Large platform A is just fine. It's not my favorite one, but for the research chamber, it actually is... No, get back. It actually is exactly right. Now this is actually where we get into something very different, and that is, yeah, we have two resources that we will be constantly running out of in this game. First one are oxygen, obviously, and those here are tethers. They allow us to connect our base to the oxygen grid and basically allow us to go anywhere as long as we're willing to pave the road with tethers. And the second one is power, and power is here. Everything yellow is essentially power consumption. And our shelter does produce it, is the thing. But as you can tell, it does not nearly produce enough for all of our materials to work really well. There are ways of expanding power production, naturally. For one, I can create small generators that I can then power up and put on, and they're gonna... See? See how fast it is now? Now watch as I add another one. Oh, actually, yeah, I was a bit too late. Oh well. The problem with generators is that they use up organic, and though we are kind of surrounded by a forest, so organic material is not in shortage, it's still a problem. Still a little bit of a hassle to gather it, so that's not my first choice. In the meantime, let's see. Research chamber. And research chambers consume a lot of power. So, Steve, first mate, it's your task to figure out where we're gonna get electricity. I am gonna come back to building my beautiful skull. Okay, while the research chamber is complete in the background, I run out of soil, and I don't feel like making more. So I guess we might as well bother about the actual progress line for it. Let's see. Unpack this one. And ooh, it's a biggin. It's a biggin. I like it. It's a sizable thing. So yeah, naturally, it actually eats up a lot of power. But only when it's activated, and it is not activated yet. To activate it, to actually start researching things, you need to gather up these weird materials that you find around the area. For example, this here, research items. Whatever it is, it's a bizarre fruit, I don't know, vegetable, pod, that local trees grow. And also they can be found underground, and they're come in all sorts of shapes. So it is very valuable that we research this whatever bizarre planet we're on. You power it up, you go press the button to begin research, and the sample goes in, and you can see we are researching at 12 bytes a minute. You can see the bytes ticking up. Naturally, considering that I want a lot of things, basically all of it, all of this, I want it. 12 bytes a minute is not nearly enough. Neither is 4 bytes. I want progress. I want faster rates of research, which is why I will be referring to Steve, who I dispatched on a mission to find me some materials. Steve, what'd you find? Oh, hey, Steve. Oh. There's just been a medium solar panel just waiting right here. Steve, you're good at this. Steve, you're really good at this. Wow. How did I not notice it right away? I like... Wait, there are more debris around here. And it gives you all sorts of... Are you kidding me? A battery already? That is amazing. This is one of the luckiest spawns I ever gotten in Astroneer. Right away, I'm getting a solar panel, and like a pretty big one. And right away, I am getting a battery. For reference, batteries are made out of lithium, and lithium is not even really available on this planet. Meanwhile, this thing, medium solar, not only will it cost me 4,000 bytes to unlock, but also it's made out of copper, which you will need a smelter for, and glass, which you will need a smelter for. So this is the luckiest find, and Steve should be promoted. Like, I mean, I can't really promote him because he's already my first mate, so he's gonna be my first mate. Steve, you are an absolute find. What a unit of a thing. Was that Steve? You think we should investigate the giant beam of light in the background? I don't know, Steve. We don't really have the oxygen for it. But we must. The conquers, the treasures, all of it is waiting. Alright, let's go back to base. We're gonna finish the research that we're doing. And we're gonna craft up some tethers and get over there. Eventually, I promise. Okay, it's nearly sunrise, so I'm gonna sacrifice my spot with the medium printer and put my medium solar in here. This is why you don't actually want an enclosed base on this, you know, on this game. Because solar power is one of the most powerful tools at your disposal. And it's gonna be beautiful, it's gonna be absolutely great. But if there's a shadow of a giant skull overshadowing your solar panels, naturally they ain't gonna produce any electricity. Which, would you look at that? Okay, let's disassemble it. Oh my, okay, look at this little bit around the plug. It displays the electricity power, the wattage that you're getting. So here it is without the solar panel, and here it is with it. Like, look at it, it's like a full 2, you know, quarters of the capacity of the cable. That is absolutely amazing, and I love this stupid thing. I was so lucky to get it, but the best part is we can charge our batteries, meaning that at night, when the solar power is clearly not available, we will still have a small battery at the very least to maybe suffice us and keep us and help us last until the morning. I mean, naturally a small battery will not be enough for what I'm trying to get done here, but, you know, things, chances are, yada yada, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, we had 150 bytes, and oh my god, it is pouring in at over 100 bytes per minute. That is great, but what are we gonna spend it on? That's a good question, Zloy. Thank you, other Zloy. So what's the plan here? Well, there's this one particular thingy that I really want, and that is soil centrifuge. It will require aluminum though, so I will have to first unlock a smelting furnace, go mining, get aluminum, but our goal here for today is to get that soil centrifuge. Why? Because it can basically convert soil, which I'll be getting regardless, into materials. It can produce, it is basically infinite compound and resin. And compound and resin are basically the two materials that you want a lot of in this game. And then, naturally, compound converts into tethers, resin converts into oxygen filters, and oxygen will allow us to reach whatever giant beam into the sky we have over around there. So that's the plan for now. Sounds like a plan, Steve? I like you, Steve. You always say whatever I want you to say. Another quick way of getting more research is finding these little bushes, because they grow research bits on them, but it's only like not a lot of bytes per time, and it's really, I mean, it is a way, and if you can run fast, then you will get a lot of them, but I kind of like relying on more industrialized ways of doing it. More at once, just feels more satisfying to me. Okay. Our current situation allows us to unlock the smelting furnace. Not yet the soil centrifuge, but smelting furnace is pretty good too. The problem is that I really don't want to do this large platform A for it for now. You see, it only will have just enough place for the furnace itself. And I want it to be able to hold also some resources. Which is why I've been looking into more platforms, and this one at 500 bucks is pretty nice, at 500 bytes, I apologize. This, the C platform is basically unavailable because we don't have any iron on us. And this one only takes 3 resin, which is just 1 resin more, but it has additional slots on the sides. And yes, I am dragging out time because I was waiting for the research to finish, and yeah, my research finished. I am still 30 bytes short on buying the platform, and I'm another 500 bytes short on buying anything else. So let's get some more things started. Steve, cry out loud, we're recording the video, so stand up straight. Okay, I can already see one of those things over there, and I'm pretty sure we can find more of the tiny bushes with them. Yep, this one already has replenished. I'm pretty sure these regrow, and you can definitely uproot them. And some of them have quite sizable research chunks underneath them, but really, if you can farm research with them like that, I don't know, I feel maybe it's they're worth keeping around for now. Let's see. I forgot to attach the solar panel. I'm an idiot. Well, for now, Jeremiah the skull looks less like a skull and more like a, I don't know, some very weird combination of a tree stump and an octopus. And you know what? That's okay. Art, unlike science, is not science. Okay, art is a science. Art is just not an exact science. And sometimes you just gotta wing it, and sometimes a skull is an octopus, and you just gotta roll with it. That's life, man. Steve, why are you constantly laying around? Get to work. We have stuff to do. Alright, let's see. What our research situation? We got the large platform B, but we don't got the smelting furnace, which is not necessarily a problem. Boop! Ta-da! Smelting furnace unlocked. Compound 1, resin 2. That probably is affordable. But first I want the large platform B. Because of course I want large platform B. Why wouldn't I? Let's see. Just gonna unplug this for a moment. Power this one up. And slowly watch as it unveils. Man, 3D printing is such a beautiful miracle of nature, and definitely not science. Steve, look at my 3D printer, please. Supervise the 3D printer, Steve. I'm going out in the woods to get more stuff discovered for my own truly self. Okay, really though, while that thing is powering up, I do have plenty of tether materials, and I do have plenty of resin on me. I could probably just craft up some oxygen filters and run off into the woods like a complete madman, looking into what exactly are we looking at. Not gonna lie, giant beam in the sky, quite an eye catcher, quite an interesting thing. Not the on the list of interesting things that I am interested in, and this one doesn't seem to be that far away either, which is incredibly lucky on our part, because yes, spoiler alert, I already know what it actually is, and what it is kind of incredible. To wait for the reveal, and oh my god, this is actually incredibly close to me. This is super close to my base. What is with this spawn? It just gives me all the cool endgame stuff. And there's even a medium wind turbine. We can make even more electricity. Wow! Alright, let's take a... Oh my god, it's all overgrown. It's all overgrown, it's all... Ooh, I'll have to undig it. I'll have to undig this stupid thing! Where you at? Where you at? Come over here. Oh my god, I do... more oxygen filters, please. Okay, this seems to be... Okay, this is a... Well, basically what it's supposed to be is it's supposed to be one of the monoliths. And the monoliths are these big triangles that you find in the world. And you can activate them using particular... if you meet particular requirements that each monolith gives you. On the Earth planet, on the Silva that you start out, the requirement that is actually incredibly low. It's just provide enough electricity for it, which we can probably do unless we run out of oxygen and die, which yep, not looking great on those filters. Not just yep. At the same time, I don't... Where is the bottom of it? Did they get a broken flipping monolith or something? Because that would be absolute... Oh, there it is. There's the floor. There's the floor. And where's the plug? Because I know that there is gonna be one. Alright. Here it is. Here it is. Here's the cable plug. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. Enough for 4 small generators. If we provide a certain amount of electricity to it, then this thing is gonna open up and unlock some absolutely amazing power to us. We should be entirely useless for quite a while, but you know, potato, tomato, whatever. I forgot that crafting takes up electricity. I'm out of electricity. I'm gonna flip and die. Hey, Steve! Wait, you're not Steve. Where am I? Oh my god, I'm lost. Steve! The second Steve! Steve! Did you know where my base is? Oh, that is. Thank you, Steve. Wait for me here. I'm gonna go run there because I'm gonna suffocate unless I do that. You run faster when you're not holding anything. And oh my god, Jeremiah is, the loading in algorithm is not gentle to Jeremiah. Although there he is. Hello, my little squiddy friend. Give me your delicious oxygen. Alright, we are in a situation where we should probably be able to afford to make that smelter furnace thingamajig. It is what it is, and it is quite expensive. Compound 1, resin 2. Okay, not really. So let's see. Smelting furnace. Make it so. And while we're at it, I'm gonna just disconnect this and put this here and put it. There we go. Just to speed it up along the way. We will need quite a bit more bytes to complete this thing, but this is really just a couple more research samples put into the research chamber. More importantly, for this salt centrifuge, we will need aluminum. And aluminum is a little bit of a problem, because I don't have any. All of it is underground. All of it is in ore form, and all of it will have to be smelted in my smelter, which we are currently 3D printing. So you can understand how that is a little bit of a conundrum. But I don't know, I'm feeling optimistic. Despite the fact that I absolutely hate caves in this game. They're dangerous, there are stuff in there. They are not really enemies, but the local plant life will ruin your day and laugh in your face as it does that. So you can probably understand that I'm not the most excited about descending into the abysses. I'm gonna take one of those things with me. Let's see, where's a good entry point? Now this would be a very good point, very good bit to point out that the way I play. Oh my god, slidey! Oh my god, no! No! Don't fall. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. I'm alive. We still have a exit. We still have the tether line. We're gonna survive, at least for a little bit. But again, this is a good point to point out that the way I play this game, it's not necessarily the most efficient. Well, obviously. But most importantly, it's not really the only right way of doing this. You can research whatever you want at whatever point you... Oh, no, we're not falling into the crevice. Into the ravine. Just yet. And you can do it however you want. You can go absolutely free roam and survive on power and, you know, and resin that you make harvest on the way. You can research some different machinery from me. There are so many ways to play this game. For one, at one point in the beta phases of this game, what I actually did is I went underground and I relocated my research chamber, my main research chamber, underground, because by that point in the development cycle, the research samples were much more frequent in the caves rather than on the surface. And that still kind of holds up in a little bit. And that there is a... yeah, it's debris, but why is there a solar panel underground? Whose base just collapsed into the cave system? Alright, let's see. This is sphalerite zinc ore. Okay, that's some more for us to smelt. But we're here for mostly copper, but more importantly aluminum. So let's not lose too much focus. Oh my god, what is this? I have no bloody idea what you are for, but I am keeping you and I'm bringing you to my base. So when I said that this game doesn't really have enemies as such, I kind of ignored these stupid plants that sometimes spew acid at you. You can uproot them and that will get them done, but more importantly, look at this thing. Look at this thing here. This is essentially a loot box. Except you don't have to pay for it. Well, you do. You need in-game resource of a particular kind, and the kind that you need is drawn on the side of it. Now let's see. We actually do have some sort of a Galactipedia, and the resource that it resembles most is laterite, which would be, I'm pretty sure, aluminum ore. So we are on the right track regardless. One way or another, we are getting aluminum. And then we might as well return there and see what the box has in store for us. But first, naturally, I need some actual air to breathe. Hey, look! What's this stack of bizarre coins? Yep! That's the ticket. Oh, that hits the spot. Oh, put all of that into my bizarre sucking tube. Let me suck all of your aluminum. Pam pam pararam. Aluminum, pam pam pam. Nope, nope. What happened there? Why did you have a seizure? You are a box. You're not supposed to have seizures in you. Hey! Opened. And inside, research sample technology. Ooh, 470! Oh my god. That is half of our soil centrifuge. That is huge! That is huge if true. Alright, alright, alright. Keeping all of that. And we got just one laterite out of the trip for now. But I really don't have that much storage space anyway on me. So, yeah. Going back into the laterite mines. Grabbing even more. Getting back to the surface. And we're getting that soil centrifuge. Which I love mostly because it's useful. But also absolutely because it looks hilarious when walking. But that's something to worry about a tiny bit later. Oh hey, I can actually move this thing around. They'll never find me. Oh wait, there. Okay, my friends, moment of truth. Let's put some laterite on the stove. And let's put the stove on, because why wouldn't we? Alright, zinc is also... And now here. This is why I wanted a big platform for it, because let's see. Once it finished smelting... Look at it. Oh! And it automatically moves items from adjacent... Nope. Oh my god, I immediately... What? Wah! Alright, never mind. Basically, it automatically moves items around, and it's incredibly convenient for basic storage thingy-majiggeries. But that's not why we're here. We're here also because our soil centrifuge is now unlockable. And I'm pretty sure we have just enough compound to make it work. I'm actually short on compound. That's kind of embarrassing. Alright, point is... But don't get used to not having compound, because my friends, once we're done with the soil centrifuge, we'll never ever run out of compound. Compound, we'll sleep in compound, we'll eat compound, we'll breathe compound. Compound will replace 80% of our body. Not the 80% that are water, mind you. Another 80%. Will be 80% compound, another 80% water. It's gonna be 160% of things. Anyway, now that I'm done spewing absolute and utter scientific garbage. Let me grab my aluminum. There we go. And soil centrifuge me, my friend. You are taking your sweet time. Okay, Funas, stop. Oh, I love that you can tune stuff off and on this game. It's just so nice. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And it is done. Oh my god, I love this stupid thing. It is so sciencey. It is the most sciencey thing in probably the entire game. And it also will require us to give it its own big platform, but I'll do it later. I'll do it later when I'm not on camera. Basically, oh, this is so unfortunate that we are run out of, you know, sun. Yeah, basically, it consumes soil from the canisters, right? The useless material that is basically everywhere. And then you F it, and look at this. We can generate compound, we can generate resin, we can generate organic, we can generate clay, quartz, graphite, ammonium. All of this can be created out of nothing. At a different rate, mind you. So I can create like 8 compound, but it's only 1 ammonium, for example. But still though, is this not the greatest? Now we will need resin and compound, so we'll start with those, because I wanted to start expanding our base platform wise, and also because, you know, compound is actually something very useful for what I'm trying to do with the giant floating triangle that we have. We're going to activate it today. I don't know. So let's see. It spins around. I should not have disconnected the generator from it. And then it just gives you compound. Nearly for free. Because you are gonna amass a large amount of soil one way or another. So eventually it just pop. And there we go. And I'm grabbing all of it. And I'm getting tethered up. And we are going on an expedition to that glowing beam of light all over again. But this time for realsies. This time we're gonna crack it. Oh hey, another research lab. A thing! I found a thing. I'm gonna throw the thing into the fields. I'll pick it up on my way back. Okay, again with passion. This thing respects power, so power we shall show it. Yeah, also we have tethers now, so not only am I constantly provided oxygen from the base, but also power that the base generates is also transferred over this thing. So we ain't gonna run out like the last time. Okay, let's see, where's the thing? Here's the thing, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a generator and just connect it to it, because small generators don't need platforms. Oh my god, it locked me in. It locked me in. This is the worst. This is the worst. This is the worst. Let me out. Okay, got it. Got it. Now just a little bit of organic, and we should be able to power this thing up and see how many generators. What kind of wattage will be enough for this thing to let us through? Oh, that is not unlocked. That is like 1/5, I suppose. But luckily, small generators are made of compound, and there's like a whole field of it right over there. So we should be able to just compound it up, right? I know. I know. Never really bothered activating these things. So, this feels wrong. Like, super cheaty. Okay, the network of 2. Will that increase the wattage? Oh, it will! Oh, it will, and 2 of them are basically half of it. Well, that just got interesting. We're so cheesing it. We're cheesing it the cheesiest way whoever cheesed. I feel dirty, to be completely honest with you. Oh, hey Steve. Friv at this point. And I guess Forv? Man, there is a lot of you Steves just laying around. I can amass a crew of robots. It just occurred to me. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Anyway, we got what, 4 or 5 at this point. Generators, that is. That should be more than enough to power through and get this thing over. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Put the 5th one. Yes, yes, yes. The worst part about me cheesing it is the worst part about me cheesing it this way is ultimately my cable management, because this is a flipping embarrassment. So let's see. Let's power them all up in a quick succession. Boop, 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 and final one. Oh yes! We're doing it! We're doing it! Open sesame and all that kind of stuff. Look at that. Whatever alien technology you have inside, lay it on me. Just drop it right on. Show me the power of triangle, and it disappears into the rain. Oh my. Now that was epic. Oh my god, it has like runes and stuff. Yeah. That's life. Okay, let's see. This is a node, essentially. And what nodes do is you can activate them. And when you activate them, you can teleport to them. I know this because I tried this before on a live stream, and that was explained to me. You can probably guess what is the problem with having one node activated. It's that you don't have anywhere to teleport, so it is entirely useless. But at the same time, you cannot deny me that if I want to have several bases, having a base right by a teleporter might be a project worth having. The problem naturally is that our base is not by the teleporter. It is across a forest from it. There is a solution, naturally, because we can kind of dig our hut out, so making our way back to our base through the flipping hill should not exactly be a problem, even if we're hitting some of the, you know, rough core over here that is kind of harder to dig. We still should be able to just kind of power through the mountain, but we'll do it sometime between the videos, because that, my friends, should be all the time I got for today's episode. I know, my friends, I rushed through the progression line this time, and it's not gonna be like that every day, every time. We will slow down eventually, and we will know our limits, and kind of figure out a tempo for this series. But I just wanted you guys to understand just how excited I am to be playing this game and to be sharing it with you. And therefore, I just can't hold myself back. I just have to explore the possibilities of what it can do. And what it can do is pretty amazing. There are other planets, there are other nodes, there are other things that you can do. And I just want to explore all of it and just squeeze out all of the potential that I can. So that's why I'll be doing this. It's a little bit of a series on this channel. Do let me know what you think in the comments down below, as per usual. Please give me more names for Steves, because I kind of hate it. I kind of hate that the only guy I have is Steve. Like, that's the name I went for. Jeremiah the Skull is much more creative, and I'm sure you guys could come up with a better name for both Jeremiah and Steve's, respectively. But that's gonna be it for today's episode. So looking out into the sky, thank you everybody once again for watching. This has been ZloyXP, this has been Astroneer. To be continued, have a good one, bye bye.